Have you ever been at work and your company made a decision that you felt didn't represent what was in yours and the other workers' best interests? Well, I think probably most of us have, I think it's safe to say. And the answer to that may be to unionize. So I'm Sebastian Harmon, and I'm here to tell you why unions are important and why unionizing is usually a good idea. So let's start with what a union is. The LA Union website, AFL-CIO, defines a union as an organized group of workers who collectively use their strength to have a voice in the workplace. Unions are important in American history, and they have brought about many of the workplace changes that we take for granted, even as non-union members. These include the 40-hour, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week standard work week that many of us go through when we have jobs, along with paid sick leave, minimum wage, paid maternity leave. All of these things have been brought about by unions. So not only do unions lead to greater changes and benefits for the workers in the workplace, they also teach them that the worker is needed and valued. Dr. Elaine Bernard of Harvard Law School told us in her 1996 book that the worksite is also a place where workers learn that they actually have few rights to participate in decisions about events of great consequences to their lives. Because you can't go to work and work 40 hours a week and not have any say really in the day-to-day operation of the company, and then at the same time be expected to go home and be a leader to your family, your friends, your community, and also do things like care about the consequences of elections, even voting in small or like town hall things like small elections for governor or mayor. Because if your voice is just not listened to and not appreciated at all, those 40 hours, that's a big part of your waking time. So you're going to remember that more than the few times when you actually are listened to. So that's what unions can do as well. I conducted an interview with a Ford KCMO or Ford Claycomo plant worker and union member, and he said that the most important part of being in a union is the job security afforded to the workers, knowing that the company can't just leave to get greater profits and exploit other workers. And those are vital things to workers, because people say that they want to keep American jobs American, and yet they don't support unions. So then the companies just go and leave the country and go to an underdeveloped country, such as the northern part of Mexico, and then so the jobs leave America, and then all of a sudden they're getting products from China and Mexico, and people are mad when they don't even support unions that would have stopped this, and they would have stopped the jobs from leaving, and they would have improved workers' benefits. I have a chart with me right here that I hope that you can see the vast difference. This side right here is non-unionized workers, and this side is unionized workers. And this column right here is workers with a full pension. So you can see 68% of unionized workers have jobs that have pensions. Only 14% of non-unionized workers do. Look at that difference. I hope you can see that. And then as well, healthcare is something that's important to everybody, especially with the ACA things going on and what people say they want to do to that. Well, only 86% of non-unionized workers have health care compared to 95% of unionized workers. So really, there's very few drawbacks to being in a union. Also, they function as great sources of charity. The Ford Auto Workers Union, or the one that's present at the Ford plant, this year they donated over $14,000 to buy turkeys for people for Thanksgiving and to make sure that they had a holiday meal. They also rounded up around $30,000, I believe, of toys to donate to children so that they would have a good Christmas. You can't look at an organization that increases the quality of life for its workers so much and then goes out and increases the quality of life of others and say that they're bad. I don't get that. I don't think that's a valid argument at this point. So my closing argument to you would be look at history and how vital unions have been to the growth of American commerce and the economy and workers' wages, things like that, and then come and try and say that unions are not needed or unions are bad. I don't think that you'll be able to do it. So that I think this just shows that unions are needed. And with that, I will bid you adieu.